Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, we are going to be talking about how Xavi Hernandez will be forming the 3-4-3 formation, because we need to ask, if Xavi were to use a formation like this, what players will be included in that lineup? Because we have been linked to many players, and when it comes to us being linked to these players, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but many of these players know how to function within a 3-4-3 formation, which is the reason why I am making this video, because everything that we have been doing and the way that we have been moving throughout these transfers and these operations, it does lead towards one thing: Xavi Hernandez wanting to experiment with a 3-4-3 formation. Because if we talk about Christensen and Alonso, Christensen knows exactly how to play as a right center back within a 3-4-3 formation. Alonso knows how to play as a left wing back who can't play within that four-man midfield and play as that left winger. When it comes to Kessie from AC Milan, he has played as a left defensive midfielder with his club throughout this whole season, and playing within a 3-4-3 formation at Barcelona would allow Kessie to play very close to the position that he was playing with AC Milan. When it comes to another player that we have been linked with recently, Neves from Wolves have also been playing a 3-4-3 formation 47% of the time throughout this current season that we have just finished. So the theory is very strong. Many have speculated and said, okay, because Xavi has been really keen on these players, the theory does seem very strong. Now, one thing to get very clear, right, before we go even further through this video, is that we know the main formation Xavi Hernandez is going to be using, which is going to be a 4-3-3. I do think that when it comes to the conversation of a 3-4-3, that is going to be option number 2, which is a great thing to have. If Barcelona can have an option number 2 formation, that would allow Barcelona to be more tactically flexible and more unpredictable, which is very important when it comes to facing different and difficult oppositions. It's going to keep the opposition guessing and always questioning, what is Barcelona going to do next? What should we expect from this Barcelona team when we do face them? And so it's very great to hear that Xavi Hernandez wants to have different strategies, different tactics. And keep in mind, we have used a formation close to this, which is a 3-4-3 formation, twice under Xavi Hernandez, which was against Villarreal in that 3-1 win at their home, and Benfica, where we have tied 0-0. Now again, we have played in a formation close to this. We have played in a 3-4-2-1 instead of a 3-4-3, but it is almost the exact same thing. I think that Xavi Hernandez is going to want to add more emphasis towards the 3-4-3 formation, or a 3-4-2-1, whichever he does prefer. And so we should see something like this: a 3-4-2-1 or a 3-4-3, whichever you guys like to call it. And we should see Christensen, Ronald Araujo, and Eric Garcia as that 3-man defensive line. Our 4-man midfield being Kessie, Frankie, Xavi, and Dembele. And then our 3 attackers being Ansu Fati, Pedri, and Lewandowski. Now let me explain why exactly I am placing these players in these positions. When it comes to the defense, I do think that Eric Garcia has what it takes to play as a left center back. He does have the technique. He has the ability to shift his body very quickly in order to distribute a pass with his right foot on the left side. We know that Lenglet, when he is placed in a position like this, he can excel, but Eric Garcia can do the exact same thing. So why not build on top of Eric Garcia's youth and really make him a great left center back for the future? And then when it comes to Christensen knows exactly how to play within a position like this. His anticipation, his ability to block passing lanes, it's going to greatly help this Barcelona squad. And if you pair him with someone like Ronald Araujo, you can easily place a high line through these games. And so when you add that physicality between these two great ball distributors, which is Eric Garcia and Christensen, you are going to be having a very, very healthy and young defensive line. When it comes to the midfield, this is where things get very, very interesting, because that duo that we do see here between Kessie and Frankie, I do think that we can get the best from both of these players if they were placed right next to each other in a 4-man midfield. One can orchestrate the midfield and one can destroy the opposition when they do have the ball, and that could be Kessie. Now keep in mind, if you guys have followed Kessie throughout this campaign, Kessie can also play as a man who takes the ball forward and almost play like Frankie in a way. They're very similar players, so they can take turns. One goes up, one stays down. As for Xavi does have the capacity to play as a winger in some way. We have seen Xavi play as a winger before, and I do think that he also has enough of an engine to be tracking back and help someone like Eric Garcia when they are being attacked on the left side. Also, he can regain the ball extremely quickly, get the ball back to Frankie de Jong, and then have Frankie de Jong dribble the ball forward, and then away we go. Now this is again where things get very tactical and a little complex, because now we're going to head towards Ansu Fati and Pedri, because I don't know if you guys have noticed, but if we place someone like Ansu and Pedri in a position like this, we are going to put them in the best position possible to have them create the most threat in terms of taking shots outside the box, making through passes to either Xavi making that run, or Dembele making that run, or Lewandowski waiting for the ball inside the box. And the craziest thing about this whole thing is that if we can have Ansu and Pedri almost play as attacking central midfielders or as second strikers, we can have Pedri and Dembele switch positions throughout the game when they are in the attack. So let's say, for example, Dembele does cut in centrally, which is something that he does like to do. Pedri can take his position while he does go on the attack, and the same thing can go for Ansu and Xavi. If Xavi wants to take the ball and cut in and then create and look for through balls for Lewandowski, Ansu Fati can easily take Xavi's position. We have seen this before, which is why I do think that this is very, very interesting. I think that this is something that Xavi could go for. We have seen Dembele go centrally, look for a through pass to Ferran Torres, and Pedri taking his position. This was against Osasuna. And so again, imagine this, and also the exact same thing happening on the other side between Xavi and Ansu Fati. And then as for Lewandowski basically almost does not have to do anything but wait for the ball, while he just benefits off of this midfield where they're going to be having a lot of creative control. As long as these players tactically know exactly what to do, as long as these players like Ansu, Pedri, Xavi, Dembele, Frankie, Kessie know where to be positionally, I do think that this could be a great option too, where it's going to make the opposition, right, the opponent guess and be like, what is going on? Like, what is this? I have never seen this at Barcelona. Like, I thought they were going to be playing a 4-3-3 or a 4-2-3-1, but never did I expect to see a 3-4-3 or a 3-4-2-1. And so it is something very different. It is something that I know these players can understand. And so again, just going based off what we have been seeing and how Barcelona have been moving throughout this transfer window, I do believe that they will go for a formation very close to this. And then maybe throughout the game we can have someone like Alonso, if he were to come, replace Xavi and then play as a left wing back. So it would be amazing, and I hope that we do see a much more tactically flexible Barcelona next season. It's going to be very, very fun and exciting, and I cannot wait to talk about it in a couple of months. So I hope you guys do enjoy this video. Thank you guys so much for watching and tuning in. Welcome to this Barcelona family. I hope you guys do return again. That is going to be wrapping up today's Barcelona tactical video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys are new here, welcome to the channel. Please like, subscribe, comment, and I will see you guys in the next video.